So remember, our equation is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm just going to rewrite it by placing x and y into my equation as well as my slope. So y minus my y point, which is 2, equals m, which was negative 4, times x minus my x1, which was 1. And that is my answer. Again, I have my x and my y. So y minus my y point, which is 0, equals my m times x minus 7. So we can actually simplify this down to y equals 1 times x minus 7, and that would be fine too. My last one, I have my x and y, and those are my x1, y1. So I have y minus negative 5, and that turns to plus 5, equals negative 3/4 times x minus negative 8, and that turns to plus 8. All right, so now example 2. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the given points. Well, remember with slope-intercept form, we need our b term, which is our y-intercept, which is when x is 0, what is our y? And we don't have a point that's 0 in our listed points. So to get to slope-intercept, we're going to start with point-slope form, and we're going to rearrange the equation to be into slope-intercept form. So first we need to find the slope. So we have x1, x2, y1, y2. And so my slope, we need that equation y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my y2 is 4 minus 10, because that was my y1, over my x2, which is 2 minus my negative 1, and that turns to plus 1. So 4 minus 10 is negative 6 over 2 plus 1, which is 3. So this simplifies down to negative 6 divided by 3, which is negative 2. So now I have my slope, and so I'm going to use point-slope form to get my equation. So my y1, I can pick any one of these points. I'm just going to use the one that I already labeled as y1. So I'm going to get rid of that y1, and I'm going to put a 10 there. My slope was negative 2, so I'm going to put negative 2 where my slope goes. And then my x1 was negative 1, which is minus 1 here, which turns to plus 1. And now to turn it into point-slope form, I'm going to simplify this equation. So I'm going to draw my line, and that negative 2 is going to be multiplied through the parentheses. So I have y minus 10 equals negative 2 times 1x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 1 is negative 2. Then I need y by itself, so I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And this time when I add my 10, it cancels on the left, but I can combine it with this term here because they both don't have an x. So negative 2 plus 10 gives me a positive 8, and then I bring down what I haven't used yet. And so now I have slope-intercept form. So now I know that my y-intercept is 8. So a few more steps with that process, but it still gets us, what's cool is we can see we can go from point slope to y-intercept form really quickly. And so we can switch in between different forms of the equations to get different equations, which allows us to see different things. So our point slope allowed us to use any one of these points. And then when we simplify it, we get that that slope-intercept form, and then we could even switch that to standard form if we wanted to. So now I want you to do the triads on your own, and you'll check your answers with mine in the next video.